What's up, guys? We are headed out on a little adventure. I got the girls with me, and we're gonna go do what I'm gonna call we're gonna call it, well, I guess we'll just call it for now a mini adventure, right? Like, I would love to be Zach Fowler, but I'm not. I would love to go camping in the Rockies for 30 days and eat gophers and fish head stew and whatever else he does. I love watching that guy, actually. But I want to practice. So today we're going on a mini adventure. We're not going far. We're going to go find a place to be out in the woods a little bit, out in nature. We're going to do a little hike. We're going to cook over a fire. And then we're going to go home. Mini adventure. Coming up next. Stay tuned. Alright, so mini adventure. We just came over the rise and I'm already in for my first surprise. We are at Bully Creek Reservoir in eastern Oregon. Last winter we came up here and the reservoir was really down, I mean low. For those of you who don't know what a reservoir is, because maybe they don't have them in your neck of the woods, is there a place that exists where people don't know what a reservoir is? I don't know. I've always lived out here in the desert where we need reservoirs. So reservoirs are dams, right? Like they dam up some stream, river, whatever. They collect the water, and then we use it throughout the summer via a controlled release for irrigation of crops, and sometimes it's a flood control mechanism to have these reservoirs. So it's a reservoir. Well, what's interesting about that is that sometimes in the wintertime, like last year, the water's way, way down, and you can kind of see what the underwater terrain is like. And that ain't the case this year. This thing is almost full, and it's January 1st. It's kind of crazy. Oh, sorry, 2nd. January 2nd. That's kind of crazy. So, anyway, but we're here. Let's get started. Well, it's a beautiful day, which means it's muddy. So we pulled off the side of the road back where it was still good, and we're kind of hiking down sort of a finger here that's tucked out of the wind. It was really windy the first place we stopped. We're gonna go find a little place to try to set up, and we'll see about cooking some, go to the high side, honey. We'll see about trying to cook something up for lunch here. Should be interesting. Here's what you need to do. We need to separate all of these, the small ones versus these bigger ones. Okay, so see how this is like the size of a pencil?
Yeah.
We want all those in a pile over there. But this one that's like the size of my pinky,
Yeah.
it needs to come over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some more little tiny pencil-sized twigs. We're going to need a whole bunch of those. So find a whole bunch of the little tiny ones.
Like this one?
Yeah, that's a good small one. Okay, so we got the fire kit that we built. We might need this, we'll see. But right now I'm actually really curious about this stuff, which is some of that fat wood. Okay, so in theory, we should be able to just hit this with a lighter and get it started. Let's see how that works. Yeah, so that theory is completely false. You can see here that I'm messing around with the lighter, trying to get it started. It sort of burns a little bit, but not nearly enough to get a fire going. So yeah, don't just try to light your fat wood. That doesn't work.
What happens if we do that?
Well, if we can get a little pile of it here,
Yeah.
then the smaller pieces might be able to go. Take a hold. Whoops, grab that piece right there. All right, I'm done farting around with this.
Time to use this.
Yeah, let's break open the kit. Apparently I need more practice with fat wood.
Yeah.
Let's try one of these big old fatties. So these are the three matches from the fire kit that we made. Now, in theory, we could try to break this off and get them to go. But I think that the easiest way to use them is to just melt the tip off.
And then
I feel like we didn't really get a very good tender bundle started here either.
And then it smells super good.
So yeah, ultimately my fire starting skills weren't the greatest. We used the lighter to light the super match, which got a decent fire going. And then we just piled up TP sticks around the top of it to get the fire some fuel. And eventually we finally had a campfire. Okay, I've never made a ramen bomb, but I'm gonna try it. So we've got top ramen. This is chicken. We've got sour cream and chive mashed potatoes. And we've got a little can of Spam here. So we're gonna take some of this and chop it up, put the noodles. I guess I've never done this, so I don't know if I should boil the water first and then add the noodles like I do at home, or I don't know. So we'll see. I think I'm just gonna put some water in there and get it boiling. And I'm gonna crunch these up so they're pretty small. Put them in there, and then we'll add the ramen and the Spam kind of towards the end. So that's my theory. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's starting to get warm now, so I'm gonna go ahead and add the ramen. Break it up into 4 small cubes, basically. That should fit in the pot pretty easy. Take out the packet, dump in the crumbs.
Wait! I wanted to eat those.
There'll be other ones.
Do some people eat that raw?
Oh yeah, it's delicious raw. Just take it like this.
Is it good?
It's like bologna.
I kind of like the one.
Try a little piece, Blondie.
Hey!
So I can already see the first flaw in our plan.
Or
That thing's full, which is what I was worried about from the beginning.
yeah.
Okay, now we'll hit it with the seasoning.
Seasoning! Daddy, I don't want any spam in mine.
That's fine. You can pick around it and just not eat it.
I love you, Daddy.
Okay.
You're
Spoon.
comfy.
Are you hungry? Move your fingers back.
It's our camera.
Okay. Watch your fingers. So here I am finally preparing mine. You can see that the fancy little collapsible cup worked nice. Poured the ramen in there. It was too full to add the mashed potatoes, so I went ahead and moved some of the noodles over to the side with a little bit of the broth, which left plenty of broth in the first side of the container. Then I added the mashed potatoes to both sections and stirred it all in and got ready to have my first taste of the Ramen Bomb. Wow. At the risk of sounding too corny, that is the bomb. Like, it's like the gravy's incorporated in with the mashed potatoes. You probably can't see it from there. I don't want to get up, sorry, but on this side, there's lots of noodles. But this side was mostly the broth. So I basically have, since the bowl was too small, I have mashed potatoes with Spam and a little bit of noodles, which is delicious. And then on the other side is more like noodles with mashed potatoes. Wow. Seriously, that's really, really good. Well, there you go. Ramen bombs in a campfire. First time ever with that Stanley cook set. I was really happy with it. Worked out really well. The ramen bomb is an interesting thing. I must admit, we ran out of battery when we were out there filming, so I'm having to finish up here at the shop, but it was delicious. Like, I don't know if that came through in the video or not. It was kind of one of our first attempts at, filming out in the woods like that, but it's really good. Like, I enjoyed it. There's honestly like an infinite amount of ways you could cook that, right? Like, I don't know how many different flavors of ramen there are. I don't know how many different flavors of potatoes there are. But that alone has got to have a ton of different variety options. And then you throw meat on top of that, and it just blows itself up, right? I mean, like, pick every combination of the two that you can come up with and then do it with chicken out of a can. Then do it with turkey out of a can. Then do it with tuna out of a can. Then do it with salmon out of a can. Then do it with Spam out of a can. And I took a picture, I'll put it here in the video. There's like 7 different flavors of Spam. So there's all of that. Corned beef hash. Like, seriously, jerky. I almost tried it with jerky, and maybe I will in a later video just to see how that goes. Like, just throw some teriyaki jerky in there or something. Like, it's just a really interesting concept to me, and I had to try it, so thanks for coming along. We wanted to share that journey with you and at least give you a glimpse of our maiden voyage with the Ramen Bomb. It was the bomb. Anyway, thanks for watching. You guys know the drill. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, all those sorts of things. We do this sort of stuff as often as we can, and we're just having fun sharing the journey with everybody because, we've decided life's just better when it's lived outdoors. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.